Championship getting underway again. Mark Allen in a very commanding position. He leads Neil Robertson 7-2, first to 10 to win the £175,000 first prize. So these early frames absolutely key. Neil Robertson has got to try and find a way back into it. But one thing we know about him, he will not have given this up yet. He's a very determined character. Won 14 ranking events himself, so he'll be determined to try and get in early and put some pressure on the Northern Irishman. But it is an uphill battle, because Allen, remember, has had 3 centuries in this match.
Yes, in 4 frames. Yeah, just good stuff. And more importantly, he's one of those tight frames. The ones that took 30, 40 minutes to win, he won them both.
Well, the first frame actually set the tone in some ways. Robertson was nicely in 65, didn't quite close it out. Allen cleared it with 72, so although it's frame 1 of 19, that did set the tone for the first session.
Although he did make a century in the next frame, Robertson. That's the kind of fighter he is. He doesn't let adversity get to him. And it'd be very interesting to see how he plays. If he attacks, tries to play safe. One thing's for sure, I think he's got to come with some kind of a run.
Well, he's going to have to make fewer mistakes, simple as that.
Yeah, can't afford to take any liberties with going for pots. But at the same time, he's got to be very positive, and it's hard to find the right way to play sometimes. Just checking the split of the reds, if he comes off the reds.
Mark Allen in his 8th world ranking final. He's 6th in China. And certainly in the early years of coming here, he wasn't necessarily that fond of getting on a plane, but he did say himself earlier in the week, when he comes here, it's all about playing. John Parrott was the same. John Parrott used to get very homesick going abroad, and he used to win lots of tournaments abroad because it was just business. It was all about playing snooker. There were no distractions.
Well, there's the first mistake, but my word, has he been fortunate there. That could so easily have finished up down this end of the table. He didn't intend to make contact with the red. Very fortunate. Push one over the corner. How can Mark Allen get to it? Can't tell from here if you can see the red direct. May have to play with a touch of swerve. He did. Oh, one. If the black goes. Does it go? On that right hand side on the cue ball, stop the cue ball. Well, I think it must go, because he's looking to see what's going to happen to it when it respots. It does. He's missed it, though.
Mark Allen won.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. Robertson now has got to really punish that mistake. And it was a mistake, because it did go.
Yeah, he's in that position where he just has to make something here. We've seen matches turn around, finals included in the Shanghai Masters. 2012, Judd Trump was 7-2 up on John Higgins. Higgins won 10-9. It can happen with these great players.
Well, taking the more difficult red, because that clears the black spot. Now, if you can find the gap between those two reds, the one above the black spot and the one to the right of it, you can find the gap between those two. Needs a lot of side on. Well, that's okay. He's on reds. As long as he's on reds, that's good.
Nine.
The head-to-head favoured him coming in. It was 10-4 to Neil Robertson. Their only previous final was in the Champion of Champions 3 years ago, which he won 10-5. Of course, that starts tomorrow in Coventry, although these two will be playing on Thursday. Give them a chance to get back to British time.
16. 17.
He's the season's leading century break maker, 31, so the heavy scoring has been there. He's made one in this match.
24.
He'd love another one here.
25.
Yes, I think right now an 80 would do nicely. Just to pull another frame back. Mark Allen was in. He won the mini safety battle, but missed that straightforward black off the spot. It must have gone, otherwise he wouldn't have played it. Choice of reds to play.
$32.
Just the kind of start he needed, wanted, needed, and
40.
the balls are sitting nicely for him to win the frame at this visit. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't, although a lot of pressure out there.
Well, that's the thing, one slip up, you know, could be very costly indeed, so that's why he's taken a bit of extra care, I think. One thing I'll say about Neil Robertson, very positive attitude. He's not going to be trying to make the score respectable. He's out there feeling he can still win until they're shaking hands. Remember when he won the World Championship against Martin Gould? I'm sure he's drawing on those memories. 11-5 down, checked out his hotel on the morning of the match, came out and won 13-12.
48.
Like most Australians, a fighter. And it's great to see somebody that doesn't give in, fights to the last.
55. 56.
Well, missed the black off the spot, didn't he? So these could have been his, should have been really.
61. 62.
pink and red required to make exactly the sort of start he was looking to.
Applause just a little early.
68.
Mark Allen can still tie.
69.
Not now.
Eurosport is now available in Australia. The snooker is live on Eurosport Australia, so there'll be many people tuning in. It's quite late there, I know, at night, but Neil's fans can now follow his progress. I'm sure they'll be cheering him on here in this opening frame.
77.
His 22nd ranking final. He's got more experience of these big matches, 14 titles.
$84.
Well, you're right what you say, 80 will do, but he's still like the century. Just underlining the fact that there's still a match on. Hasn't got it though, but as I say, 84 is a good start for Neil Robertson. Exactly what he needs. He needs more of the same if he is going to make this close. Mark Allen had a chance, missed the black and was punished. Neil Robertson looking to turn it on and make a comeback. He's made a good start to the evening session, but he's still in trouble, trading 7-3. Well, we've missed the break-off shot, but we're underway here in frame 11. Neil Robertson's broken off, having just made 84 to win the opening frame of this session. And you know, the break-off shots are very important, of course. He didn't leave a red on, which was the good news. As I say, still in trouble, but it's the way he won that frame. He punished one mistake from Allen. He missed a black, it was punished, and that will just plant the seed maybe that Allen will still have his work cut out to win this, even though he's still in front.
Yeah, just a bit pacey, but no damage done. Could have easily left a red on there. But chance to open the reds up here and get the cue ball in behind the yellow. Oh, he's pushed one right over the pocket. He did something similar in the last frame. Didn't cost him. Now, can Mark Allen get to the red off the cushion? Nice little flick off that red. He wasn't going to be on a colour without that flick. Yeah, a little nervous energy coming out here from Mark Allen. That's 84 break in the last frame from Robertson. He's just planted a little seed. And we could do the same here. So beating first twice in both frames. Just scored 1 point. Pink will go to the left middle if he could get onto it. A little dangerous to play that kind of shot. Easier to play back down the table. One thing played it, and he's on the pink. it's one of those cases where you'd like the pink spot to be held. It would go on the blue spot, but at least it would be possible. If it does spot, then the blue won't pass the brown. It would go into the green pocket, but break building would be difficult if this pink spots.
Seven.
And that will do nicely.
Eight.
Not quite far enough for the pink. This is very similar to the blue that Alan just missed from the other side of the table. But with the brown not being on its spot, it shouldn't be too difficult to come in and out of board between the green and blue.
If
the red goes to the middle, is okay. Powered it into the middle to gain position on the pink.
One. 22.
Just about the right side. This is all about building the lead, because at the moment the table
28
doesn't favour winning the frame at this visit, so build a nice lead.
And
to hit it again. This time it may have to take the brown, because the angle on the pink is not ideal to get to the next red. Well, a little harder,
35.
And he'd done his job. He can still dodge these reds and play around onto the pink again. He's always got the brown. Good pot. Just a little heavy for the pink, but as I say, he's got the brown. But the next red, not simple unless one of those two reds goes into that left corner. He's looked at it a couple of times. He could try and split the two reds on the left side cushion. Eagle-eyed Jan Bahas just watching those two reds. The old waistcoat
yeah,
dangling.
he'll tuck that in, I think. If he tucks the waistcoat in, he'll be okay, because he's slim, Neil, but doesn't want the waistcoat to touch it.
Doesn't want it to pop out now either. Yeah, he's played the cannon to the two reds. Oh, and he's developed one.
Well, that's the other thing that may play a part in this session, just a little bit of luck here and there, and he got it there.
I always think that player deserves luck. If he tries to make something happen, and he attempted the cannon to the two reds, caught the pink full, and the pink did the white's job. But getting to the next colour is not going to be easy. Just looking to see if he can play the cannon to the red and stay on the pink.
Thank you.
Nicely played. Now may have the angle on the pink to disturb those two reds. Having another look at these two reds, because if one of them goes, it's a real bonus. If not, then maybe he'll to play the cannon. Yeah, and he's on it. Pink spot now free, so pink goes back onto its spot. Makes the positional side of this next shot a lot easier.
Well, it's been far from straightforward, this break, but he's still going. Remember, in the first frame, Mark Allen missed a black. Robertson made 84. In this frame, Allen missed a blue. Is he going to be punished again?
Yeah. And he needs two of these reds to do just that. Thundering round the table. Very, very intimidating. The way that he walks round the table, pots the balls.
54.
Well, if that red below the black spot goes, no problem. But the one over the left side of the table, not too difficult to get onto for a left-hander.
55.
Choice to play for either red.
We'll just need another red after the pink to leave Allen needing a snooker.
Yeah, just under hit it. Wanted to be straight on this red.
61.
And it would have been guaranteed. It's a little cut back now. Good shot. Excellent shot.
Well, what a start. Exactly the start he would have been hoping for in the break between sessions. The start he would have been visualising. It's been helped by two mistakes from Allen, two misses. But this has been an excellent break because it's not been at all straightforward.
68.
Worth saying, you know, 7-2 coming out is actually 7-1 at one point in the match.
69.
So it's 3 in a row.
Yeah, the cannon didn't work out there. It's close. Yes, he's got it. Every chance of the century. I'm saying every chance. This is another tough red.
75.
Maybe he could just drop it in for the black.
$76.
Could have made a century in the first frame. Made 84. It looks like he's going to make up for it in this frame.
83. 84.
Well, he's heaping the pressure on Mark Allen, who has seen his two mistakes punished with frame-winning breaks. Two misses, a black and a blue.
91. 92.
31 centuries this season.
94.
589 in his
96.
career, so he's closing in on the 600 mark.
$99.
Well, it was not straightforward when he came to the table. He had a lot of work to do early on, and he's done it, and this brown is for the century. What a start to the session.
103.
Yeah, quite brilliant. And I did say at the beginning of this break that it would be difficult to win the frame at this visit, to build a nice lead, but my word, hasn't he done well.
114.
We have a final on our hands now. Great start to the session from Australia's Neil Robertson at 84, a 1-2-1. He's now trails by just 3 frames here in Darching. Mark Allen's lead has been cut to just 7-4. So it's 7-4. It was 7-1. Robertson made a 93 break last frame of the first session. He's had an 84 and a 1-2-1 first 2 frames of the final session. So just 3 in it. Mark Allen just being put off slightly as he gets down to break off.
Quickly, please.
Someone taking their seats. Going to have to take it more quickly than they are, it would seem. Jan Bahas just encouraging them to do that.
Sorry, man.
Well, just waiting. And finally, he can get frame 12 underway.
Can you stop moving, please?
Oh, dear me. Well, come on. Sort this out. So, frame 12 getting underway. Mark Allen leading 7-4. Strange, isn't it? This is the psychology of the long matches. If it had been 4 each and he'd been 7-4 up, he'd be feeling great. But the fact is, it was 7-1. Robertson's made 3 big breaks.
One.
Yes, and he's off again. He's got his iron all right. And he's just fractionally hard there. Otherwise, he would have been able to split the reds. As it is, I think he's fairly straight on the black. Having to come off the side cushion. Difficult. Great red.
8.
Great opening red. And at some stage, Mark Allen will get the bit between his teeth as well. Saying, well, I can do this.
8.
Had a chance in the previous 2 frames. I'm sure the time will come. If he does get a chance, he'll make the most of it. He's such a good fighter as well. But he's pushed the red over the corner. Oh, was that a good flick? I think it was. He'd left the red on without the flick. And now a little bit of trouble for Neil Robertson. Something to think about. Can't see the red over the left corner, which is the one he'd like to have taken. Can't play off the reds, so leaving the cue ball down this end of the table. Well, he wanted that cue ball closer to the cushion, just caught the red a little bit too thin, and this red may be cuttable. Dangerous, because the cue ball could be going into the reds. Good shot, good kiss.
1.
Yeah, just lost the cue ball, Neil Robertson, when he played that last safety. Desperately needs to win a frame. He doesn't want it to be 7-5.
7.
Oh. Anxious moments there. Nearly hid behind the red. Over hit that by a distance. Not quite. You can see the black.
$14. $15.
So one more loose red. Just overscrewed it.
17.
So not straightforward to get to a colour to be able to bust the reds. Is it hard enough?
18.
Well, it was too hard. Now maybe have to come off the ball cushion with lots of right hand side on the cue ball. Try and get between the brown and green. Yep, good shot. Is he on one?
23.
Is he on this red to the left corner? It could be end of frame if he is. Oh, well, you wouldn't want to take that. Not the way that Robertson's playing. I think it's got to be the safety. So close to winning the frame there. He's going for it. Oh, that's a great shot. Because he was leaving reds on, had he missed it. And that wasn't easy at all. But this, well, he's made contact with the red, and I'm sure he was playing a thicker contact than that.
31.
But this is what I was saying earlier, that, you know, he's going to see Neil Robertson playing well like that, and he's going to get angry with himself and say, well, I can do this, give me a chance.
He's played a few shots like this week with the rest on the spider.
That's another good recovery shot. And a little unfortunate that he's finished up hampered.
32.
Does he take this black on?
Just the safety.
Mark Allen, 32.
Considering taking this long red on, trying to stay on the black. He wouldn't leave anything but the red he's playing on, but he'd be faced with a tough black. Great shot. And he's faced with this tough black. That wasn't easy at all. That wasn't easy. Full marks for being positive.
One.
The red next to the pink may be available. If it is, that opens the way up to open the reds up. And that's just about right. Just to give him a little nudge. They don't need hitting hard. Just a little nudge and he's bound to be on the black.
5.
Well, didn't nudge them hard enough. Now may have to play the black and go into them unless that red at the back of the pack there will go into the same pocket as the black. May I have to nudge them. Just having a look to see if that red goes. He's unlucky. He's unlucky.
12.
And Neil Robertson will be coming back to the table. Not even touching. Well, he's got one red safe. Well, he could push the red to the cushion and just screw past the black, so he doesn't leave the red to the middle. Or he could just screw back a couple of inches and push the red to the cushion. He's thinking of playing thin off the red, but the double kiss is on and he's aware of it, because that's why he hasn't played the shot. Clipping off the red thin, sending the cue ball down the table. Every chance of getting the double kiss. Doesn't want to risk it.
Mark Allen, 12.
Well, that's 2 chances he's had. Leads by 35. You feel if Allen could just win a frame, however he wins it, that will resettle him and get him going again. And then, of course, if it was to be 8-4, the next frame is absolutely huge. But it's not 8-4 yet. The heat is on.
Yeah, Neil Robertson using one of those new tips that Mark Selby's using. Century Q tips. And they're raving about them at the moment. Far away, nothing easy left, although I'm pretty sure he'll be taking this red on to the left corner. Just coming down to see if he's going to leave the red to the left middle if he plays for the black. Got to be aware of everything. No good just playing the pot. Wasn't far away with this red. Well, does that red go to the middle? He came down and had a look, so I wouldn't imagine it would go. Well, the way that he's striding round the table, this red goes to the middle, and that was a must-get pot for Neil Robertson.
1.
So he's going to need a couple of reds here.
Yeah, and I think the one next to the pink, he's just checking to see if it goes to this left corner. So easy enough to get the right side of the blue, so he should be safe enough in this frame and stop the rot.
Yeah, as I say, it doesn't really matter what sort of frame it is, he just needed one. This is the ball that should get him there. Well, the next frame is huge, it really is. Robertson's still in trouble, 8-5 down, but 9-4. You just think it's unlikely then it's going to happen.
$22. 23. $30. 30 and a frame.
So, took a few visits, he doesn't care, he stopped the Neil Robertson charge here in Darching. He'd won 3 on the spin, the Australian. Mark Allen delighted to win that one. He leads 8-4. The next frame is the biggest of the final so far. To say the next frame, which Neil Robertson is being made to wait for before it starts, is really big. If he can win the next one, he's still in touch at 8-5. 9-4, he'd have to win 6 on the spin, which seems unlikely against someone like Allen, the form he's in. Well, the century is incredible here. We've had now 105 in the tournament. Mark Allen's had 13.
13 centuries. That is incredible, really, isn't it? And a 146 to top it all off. Amazing. That is incredible.
The record in a ranking of 18, that was Ding, but it was in the World Championship, which obviously much longer matches. So to make 13 in a
13.
best of 11 tournament, it's taken some going, and he may have a couple more yet. Neil Robertson knows this is a huge frame. He's trailing 8-4. He'd won 3 on the spin before Allen won that low-scoring 12th frame.
Can he play this red, stay on the black? If not, then just going to lay the cue ball upon the cushion, like so. Red is on to the middle, but because the cue ball's close to the cushion, difficult to play it. Well, if the red goes into the left corner, he could play it, come down for the black, and he wouldn't leave anything easy for his opponent if he should miss it. He couldn't be tempted. And got the snooker, which is a much better shot. Wants to make his opponent earn his chances and not leave him an easy one. And again, not straightforward this, because if he comes off either side cushion, lands up into the reds, he could leave a red on if he doesn't catch them right. I think he's considering playing the two cushion escape.
Foul.
Doesn't want to leave a free ball, and this could be a free ball.
Mark Allen 4.
Not quite.
Could have been a 155. In theory.
Yeah, come on.
Good point. Good point. You don't actually see chances like that very often.
1.
Now, if he can play into the reds here, with the insurance of that red to the left of the black, oh, I think he's covered himself. He needed a little bit of screw on that. So that's end of break.
8.
A let off. I don't know if we get a chance to see this again, but if it had hit the red directly above the black, just slightly to the left, the one to the left of the white ball, he would have had to have been on this red.
Mark Allen 8.
Now, the jaws of the yellow pocket would be a good safety. That's what he's looking at. It's an attacking safety, that. Also risky, because you've got to get the speed right. But if you don't play it, your opponent will play it next shot, so it kind of forces you into playing it. Nothing there to the middle. As I say, you could play off the reds, try and get in behind the black, but then that opens a way to leave an easy safety, attacking safety next shot. So, kind of forced into playing this. But if he gets it, it's a good safety. That's an excellent safety shot. That puts pressure on Mark Allen. So a similar type of shot, this time in behind the green. Could play into the jaws of the yellow pocket again. He's got choice of both shots.
You just tell they're both acutely aware of the importance of this frame. With the interval coming up. At 9-4 to this man, it's virtually job done. 8-5, still a danger of a comeback. Neil Robertson won a tournament last season, the Scottish Open, winning the last 5 frames. It's slightly different because he was playing Chow Yu-Peng, who never won a title. Even so, he can do it, and Alan knows that.
Yeah, he nearly got him until that kiss. Don't think he can get to the potting angle.
Sorry.
And he's got to be careful not to push the red over the left corner. If he catches it just a little thick, he may just push that red over the corner. Well, that was an attacking shot he played there. And it could have been a lot worse than that. Very fortunate. And as David said earlier, it could come down to a little bit of luck here and there. But it's not him that needs it. It's this guy. Did well to get the cue ball back from there, from being nearly dead on the cushion. And he's left a long straight red on. Danger. Very much danger. And he's left a red to the right corner. These pockets are receptive. Full marks for being positive. Yeah, good shot. Now again, could go into the reds directly, the red directly above the black. Doesn't need to, because there's plenty of reds that will go. Well, I think he changed his mind on the shot there. He was going to go into them, then he wasn't, then he was.
Well, that was unexpected all the same. So Robertson has had breaks of 84 and 121 in this session, and he's in again here in the last frame before the interval.
Yeah, what a great chance. And you know what Mark Allen will be thinking when he's in the interval? That black off the spot.
Well, it's how the session started. He missed a black, didn't he, right at the start of the first frame of the night?
Could have played that one better. Wanted to be closer to this red to the middle.
No.
Plenty of pressure on that shot as well. But now, back in control. Didn't want the kiss. Now, how's your luck? This is where he needs some.
He left.
If you can't see that red to the left corner, break over. Tried to miss that red on the cushion, and he would have been on that red to the left of the black. So body language is saying that he can't see it. Well, according to Hawkeye, he can't see that, if it's accurate. He's got to swerve it to pot it. And dangerous. He could still win this frame with a good safety. I know he wants to win it at this visit, but sometimes you've just got to accept it.
Yes, in the position, in the match, the position he's in, he couldn't risk the swerve. Disappointing. It was a great chance, that. And again, it was coming from an Allen mistake. But Mark Allen's still in front as he comes back to the table. Well, not now.
Foul. And a miss.
And again, it could have been worse with that angle on the middle pocket there. Could have left a red on.
Yeah.
He's got to go back. This was a tough shot to catch it really thin. The problem for Robertson is if he catches it thin, it's a good safety.
Is it good? Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Foul.
Can he see a red
Miss.
full ball? That's the question.
Robertson 4. Yeah. Okay.
We'll soon find out. If he warns him.
Zheng Wei Li helping out as the marker with the on-screen technology. Got to get it in the circle.
Now, Mark, there is a 2 millimeter discrepancy.
Jan's saying about there's a slight discrepancy on the screen, 2 millimeters, but that can make a big difference with a shot like this.
2 millimeters can make a difference between winning a tournament.
Yeah, well, Hawkeye tells me it's good, but there is a 2 millimeter discrepancy, so, okay. This is probably as much as I can go, though. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have to warn you. Mark.
Here we go.
If you play foul and miss again, you will lose the frame.
He's been warned, he's got to hit a red.
Well, if he's got away with that one, he's fortunate again there, because he could have so easily left that red on by the green. Could have got a kiss on one of the reds down here. Very fortunate. There may be a red that does go, but it's a very difficult pot. Thin cut to the right corner. I may have to screw off the other red to miss the other red. Yeah, that wasn't easy. And he's left a chance for Mark Allen. Tough one, but a half chance.
I go back to what I said, though. They're both playing this frame knowing how big it is. You can just see it in them, trying so hard.
Yeah, but they're both trying to win it, aren't they? They're going for the shots.
1.
Now a tough brown, but he can play onto this red behind the black. Just needs a touch of right-hand side on the cue ball. But it's a tough brown. Well, preferred to go into the reds, and that's worked out nicely.
5. Six.
That was close to missing. Well, if the blue and pink were available,
8.
I'd say this was a really good chance. With just the black.
9.
Now, if you can get fairly straight on one of those 2 reds by the pink spot to lead him to the black, he's overscrewed it. So,
13.
back down the table again. Unless he plays off the other red to play for the black. And he's played it very well. That's an excellent shot. And to hit it. And maybe he can play the cannon to the blue here. If he misses it, he's on one of the baulk colours.
22.
Again, made sure of being on a colour. If the red directly above the black goes to the right corner, it's happy days.
27.
And doesn't look as though it goes from there. So the reds need some attention.
34. 35.
Perfect angle on the black. I don't think he needs to be so precise here. Just go into them with a little bit of speed. Oh, he's played that superbly. Caught that red absolutely perfect.
42.
It was a risky shot to play, but it's paid off and he should win the frame.
43.
Black puts him 44 in front, so he needs another red. What an important frame to win. He was put under pressure by Neil Robertson, winning 3 frames with 3 big breaks, but he just steadied the ship winning that last frame. It was an unforgettable frame in terms of the actual snooker play, that last one, but a huge one for this man. And 51. Now he's won this one, and so all of a sudden it's looking really rosy again for Mark Allen. He's going to be one away from winning this huge title here in China.
58.
He's been runner-up in the tournament twice before, including last year.
59.
He's won 3 ranking titles so far. He's one of those players people say should have won more. Problem is, and I've heard that said about people like Judd, Trump, Sean Murphy, Steve Maguire, but there's only so many tournaments
66.
and there's so many great players.
67.
And let's not forget, he's also won the Masters. It's not, doesn't count towards your ranking, but it counts towards your reputation and how you're remembered.
74.
It could be yet another century.
76.
Mark Allen.
79.
Blue will go to the corner. Or he could play to split them.
83.
It's amazing how pressure suddenly comes off in this situation, and you just fancy him to pop these now.
88.
and make his 14th century of the tournament.
94.
It was an important frame. It was very cagey early on, but he got the chance. So there is the century, 101 from Mark Allen, a really important frame to win, and he's won it really impressively with that 101 clearance. So Mark Allen gets that 5-frame lead restored. He's one away from the title, leading Neil Robertson at the interval, 9-5.